Welcome to NFL Pub Hub here on Pub Sports Radio. It is finally Sunday, and we have a giant show for you all. Thank you all so much for joining us. We've started this NFL season hot! 22-9, 71%, plus 11.8 units ROI, plus 38.06%, average line minus 112. We're 1-1 to start the week. That record includes that. And a ton of action ahead of us. 11 bets here, and legitimately 10 of them. There's only one I'm uncomfortable with. 2 I've added this morning. We're going to go over everything. We have 6 guests joining us today. Fantastic cappers. We have Rob Bebenek starting off this show. Bebsy is made additions. Prop additions, no side or totals additions. Then we have Mr. Gokster joining us. After Mr. Gokster, the Sonny Vega, fresh off a 2-0-1 first show here on Pub Sports Radio. And one of those spots I tailed, that was week 1. So he is back in action with us week 3. Ski Profit in the house. Dutch Boy Fresh making his NFL Pub Hub season debut with 6 bets on 2 games. And then Connor Mack closing this all up. I can't wait. I'm pumped. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. My favorite day by far of the week. Says the ladies here at Terramina need a winning 10-team parlay. Oh, man, that sounds real nice. Oh, I guess, sorry, we're a little blurry. Is that being fixed? Is that getting fixed? Is it being fixed? It's on its way to being fixed. I don't know why my camera's taking a look. I think it's just because we're too hot. We're too hot. My camera can't handle the heat coming from our action. There's WT Universal Luxury in the house. Ryan Bottinelli. Red Girl, love to see you. Red Girl, Cliff, St. Denis, Cap a lot, Pops, Nuke Worker in the house. Gerald Jones, Brian Watson, Batch, ready to eat. Says everyone's a winner day. Tony Cobbs, Tim Montana. We got Clint started the Die Hard MMA podcast off a giant night. Congratulations. Clint was great on our show last week. Nut Flush Allen, Buzz Nuts, Joey Harb, TJ Parks, Puzzler, Danny Lopez, Jake Kaiser. What a great group. PG 00187, Rob Garvey, Pierre Swartas, LJ from H-Town says Chargers +7 over Chiefs, Detroit +8 over Ravens, Washington. Over Buffalo. Wait, I'm doing this wrong. Chargers +7. Jeez, I'm reading this all fucked up. Oh, who has the best chance to be the upset is what he's looking at for dogs. At this point, I'm still waiting on pulling the trigger on the Chargers. I think that 7.5 will be on the board soon. And there's a ton of injuries in that game that we need to talk about. A ton of injuries. But for the biggest dog upset, yeah, I think the Chargers have the best chance for the giant upset. There's Jessica Easton, Burgundy Bets, Birdie, Larry Garr smashed the +850 Turner by submission thanks to Pub Sports MMA show. Shout out to all of you. Thank you all so much for rolling with us. The community of new knowledge says, Jimmy, I'm new here, been watching for a week. Love the content. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. Tony Cobbs, Jay Morton, Leo Leon, Ken Mizrahi, Ari Miller, Slats 45. What a great group. Levi Kressler, Noel, Kev Riley, Jerry Beatty, Real Deal Prime, Guillermo Zertucci, whose son has straight A's, 4.0, and he's a star NFL player in high school. Great to have all you guys here. Gerardo Hernandez, thank you guys all so much for rolling with us. Tony Brusher, it is time to get to work. A quick review. Very, very quick review of what I'm on. It's up there on the screen. Bears +7. That's the one spot I'm uncomfortable with. We'll go over all of the line movement, where the cash lies in each game. Baltimore, Detroit over 49.5. Lamar Jackson sounds like he's good to go. We expect him to be in there, so I'm fine there. Bengals +3.5. Love that spot. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh over 43.5. The market's gone against me, but that doesn't scare me. Cardinals first half -4. Cardinals full game -7.5 is very public, and when you're on a Joe Public play, you get nervous. New York Jets, Denver under 41. That's gone up to 42, but I'm not too concerned. Philadelphia, Dallas under 52. I said I would wait for the 49ers to get to -3. I did punch in a little too early. It's now -110. I got it at -115. Atlanta, New York Giants over 47.5. I came close to betting the Giants. I came so close, but I did not. And maybe I still will. Seahawks -2. That is my action. We're going to bring up our first guest, Bebsy, but very quickly, just some injury notes across the games that are very important to us. Lamar Jackson expected to play. Ronnie Stanley, his blindside blocker, ruled out with an ankle injury. DeAndre Hopkins will attempt to play through the rib injury. Rams' Darrell Henderson is a game-time decision, so it could be a lot of, if he's not available, because we're dealing with ribs there too, it'll be Sony Michel with Jake Funk. Joey Bosa, foot, ankle, game-time decision. He missed practice all week, makes me very nervous. Evan Ingram, Giants tight end, making a season debut. Kenny Golladay will have a game day workout to see if he's good to go. And Dalvin Cook looks like he will not suit up. And Bebsy moved first half full game on the Seahawks. And I just recently, about an hour ago, tailed the full game on -2. All righty, it is time to go. There's Trotwam in the house. Jags first quarter over 10. Dennis Trusty says at work, tired. Hope we cash huge. Let's do just that. Ik Schnizzle says, Jimmy just dropping by to say what's up. I'm in a parking lot downtown getting nice and buzzed up early, ready to bring home the dub for the Brownies. Hope everyone has a great day. Jay Morton looking at the Lions. That was a mistake by me. 8.5. I was like, I'm going to wait till it gets bigger. And then we had all this Lamar Jackson non-COVID related illness. We heard that there was some COVID issues going on with them. They went down to 7.5. I'm hoping now that Lamar Jackson's going to be announced in that maybe I could get in late. Maybe you can get in about an hour and 45 minutes and get an 8 or an 8.5. We will see. Let's bring in your first, and Arthur Meade Jr. Thank you so much. $5 dono. You're a good man. Thank you for your support of what we're doing at Pub Sports Radio. We are very proud to be working for Jeff Slaughter and Pub Sports Radio. We love it here. Very, very good vibes here at Pub Sports. Let's bring on your first guest, my co-host on Tuesday nights, one of the finest stand-up comedians in the world. Let's call it the world, not North America, the world. Please welcome to the show, Rob Bebenek in the house. Bebsy, what's happening, my man?
The world, you say, Jimmy. The world.
The world.
Good morning, buddy. I'm hanging a little bit, so a little bit of hair of the dog in here, and let's get this day going.
Let's get this day going right now. Let's do a quick review of Bebsy's action before last night when he added in his props. Detroit, Baltimore over 49.5. Bengals +3.5. He got +105 on that. Nice work. Broncos first half -6.5. Jets team total under 14.5. Seahawks first half -0.5. Seahawks full game -1.5. Do any of those spots make you uncomfortable? Are any of those spots you're even more confident with?
Anytime I lay money with the Bengals, I'm uncomfortable. It's the Bengals. They've been the Bengals my whole life. So other than that spot, and I still like that spot, other than that spot, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Love the Seahawks right now. So I need to break out of this funk and get in the groove, and I feel more confident about this week than I have in the last two. So let's do this.
Let's do this. I love hearing that. Mark Nick says, we are all in the same boat, fishing in the same hole. Let's go. That's right. This is all about, we will never sell you anything, not one thing. All we want to do is work together to defeat the books, fill our pockets, get me out of Parkdale. Let's go. We start with Bebsy's first look, and it comes in the form of a player prop in the Arizona Cardinals, Jacksonville Jaguars game. Let's take a look at the market move where the cash lies and see what Bebsy's doing. So I'm on Arizona first half full game. Very public. Very public. Open at 7, now 7.5. Sports Interaction and Bodog have 8s. This total opened up at 52. It's now at 51.5. When we go to the cash flow in this spot, 54,057 tickets in. On the spread, 84% of the tickets, 70% of the cash. You would think this would be a spot week 3. And we saw it in week 4 in college football, where some of these schools with decent head coaching have improved. They've improved. Well, Urban Meyer and the Jags improve in week 3. This total has 59% of the tickets on the over and just 50% of the cash on the over. Very quickly, offensive lineman Josh Miles, ankle. Brian Winters, offensive lineman, personal, out. They're both out. Devin Kennard, hamstring. Cornerback Marco Wilson, ankle. Offensive lineman Kelvin Beachum, ribs. As we talked about, DeAndre Hopkins and cornerback Byron Murphy are questionable. For the Jags, Trey Herndon, knee. Defensive lineman Roy Robertson Harris, ankle. And cornerback CJ Henderson, groin and illness are questionable. Bebsy, what is your prop look here on your first bet of the card?
Well, I went back to the Chase Edmonds well. He cashed for me in week 1, but I like the way he's playing right now. I like the matchup. I don't have any faith in Jacksonville's defense. So, yeah, I thought it was a low enough number to jump on, and I'm pretty confident. It's that simple. I don't know if there's too much more to add to it.
Over 44.5 rush yards for Edmonds. He got that at minus 115 last night at Bet365. Okay, we move on to Bears, Browns, and I'm nervous here. I'm nervous here. We knew Andy Dalton was out. That was great. Deshaun Gibson Sr., defensive back, hamstring, doubtful. It's Akeem Hicks being questionable with an illness and a knee injury that makes me the most scared. But they have a lot of injuries they're dealing with. Linebacker Jeremiah Ataochu, hamstring. Eddie Goldman, defensive lineman, knee. Darnell Mooney, wide receiver Marquise Goodwin, ankle. Defensive back Eddie Jackson, toe. Defensive lineman Bilal Nichols, back. All questionable. Makes me nervous. For the Browns, offensive tackle Chris Hubbard, triceps. Takataki, their linebacker, hamstring, is out. And then center J.C. Treader, knee. Offensive tackle Jedrick Willis, questionable. And this total with the the line's gone to 7.5. And it makes me nervous. This total opened up at 47. It's all the way down to 44.5 now at some books. Eric Jones says Browns 0-7 against the spread in week 3. There's Turnsey in the house. Let's just take a quick look at the cash flow in this Browns spot. We have 45,470 tickets in. 62% of the tickets on the Browns, 80% of the cash on the Browns spread. I'm nervous. 36% of the tickets on the under, 59% of the cash on the under. Those of you who got in on the under early should feel good about their situation. And here we go. Bebsy, talk to me about your double up with the Cleveland Brown running backs.
Well, I used this double up in week 1. I just missed on Hunt by, I think, like a yard to have my double up cash this week. Look, Baker Mayfield's not 100%. Landry's out. OBJ's got his first game back. They are going to rely heavily on this running game today. And with the questions on the Bears defense right now, I just love this play. I think we're going to see a lot of Chubb and Hunt action, and I think they smash this.
You've been heavy in pursuit of David Montgomery props to start the year. You're not on it today. Jimmy the Drunk, which feels like my alias, is in the house. Says David Montgomery over 17 carries. What do you think of that spot from Jimmy the Drunk?
I don't hate it. I just wonder if the Bears are going to be playing from behind today, which would mean they obviously run the ball less. So that's kind of why I shied away from Montgomery props this weekend. I think they'll be playing catch-up. The one thing that does favor that bet is the fact that Justin Fields will look to the run game to help him ease into action. I thought about going for Justin Fields' rush over yards, which was like 51.5 or something. I backed off just because it's his first full game. We're going to actually see this guy. So, yeah, I don't know if I'd be confident in that look for Montgomery carries only because they might be playing from behind.
Yeah, I get that look. I wish I got the hook. What I've decided last night with the tough day in college football is that for the next little while, for any of my additions in college football and NFL, and I'm going to track it for the next little while, I'm only going to pull the trigger on a situation where the cash is quite a bit higher than the tickets. Cash is quite a bit higher than the tickets. And seeing that the cash is quite a bit higher than the tickets on the Browns makes me very nervous. Boxing First Vlog BFV says, take that 7 and a hook with Chicago. That was my initial feeling. There's Alex Ramirez, star of the Spidey play of the day. Okay, let's move on to the next spot on Bebsy's card, and that takes us to this Ravens Baltimore spot. We talked about Ronnie Stanley being out. Derek Wolfe, defensive end, out for the Ravens. Deshaun Elliott, safety, concussion. Tavon Young, knee. Marquise Brown, who's been so good this year, ankle. Cornerback Jimmy Smith, ankle. We know that Lamar Jackson is going to play now. That is being confirmed by Arthur Meade Jr. Chris Board and Pernell McPhee are questionable. For the Lions, Jamie Collins Sr. is out and not
Is Jimmy
injured. I don't know
for anybody else.
I don't know what. Sorry,
am I having a stroke?
What's going on, buddy?
I just said, is Jimmy frozen for anyone else, or am I having a stroke?
I think
you are indeed having a stroke. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, just keep drinking. Just keep drinking.
We're back here.
Defensive end Michael Brocker's shoulder, outside linebacker, Trey Flowers shoulder knee, outside linebacker Julian Okwara neck, outside linebacker. Then wide receiver Khalif Raymond thigh, running back DeAndre Swift groin. He's been so important to this offense. He hasn't really busted out, but he's still very important to this offense. And defensive end Kevin Strong, concussion thigh, are questionable. You have a player prop on this game. Let me just give us the line here right now. We have Baltimore at -7.5 at -110. So in the last hour, it's moved 6 cents over to the Ravens. When they announced Lamar Jackson is good to go, I assume an 8 is going to hit the board, and I will bet it. So I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. This total opened up at 49. I moved on the over at 49.5. Bebsy, did you move on that over as well?
I did indeed.
Yes,
sir.
you did. So we both got in on the over 49.5. I love that. Love that Lamar is healthy. And then from a cash flow standpoint in this spot, 51,421 tickets in, 39% of the tickets on the line, 64% of the cash on the lines on the spread. And then 33% of the tickets on the under and 77% of the cash on the under, and it's moving up. So that makes me a little nervous. All right, take it away, Bebsy, your player prop here with the Detroit Lions.
Well, this again, pretty simple. Hawkinson is their offense right now. Swift's out. They don't have much in the receiver way. Goff leans on Hawkinson. He's had 2 monster games already this year. I don't think that stops with Baltimore's banged up defense that can't stop the pass. And look, we're both on this over. I love the over in this game. I just think both of these defenses can't stop anything right now with the injuries. Just with the way they've been playing in general, I think this over is an easy cover.
61.5 is what you got at FanDuel. It's 62.5 right now at Bet365, and I'm trying so hard. To stay off these player props.
I get it. Like the shit thing about a player prop is the guy can go down. Like week 1, Raheem Mostert on his second touch went down for the season. So obviously that prop didn't cash. But I love this look. I think Hawkinson's a monster. He was great coming out of Iowa, and now he's healthy, coming into his own. He looks great this season.
Swift is not being ruled out, and Marquise Brown and Swift props are available right now, which is a good sign that they'll probably be in the lineup. By the way, another thing, though, that's very important is I was railing against Bet365 for their player props because they were -120 on each side. How can you bet them? You can't bet them. Well, they changed it this week. So for the first time, it's minus
because of you.
I don't think so.
Jimmy the Bag has power. He has influence.
It's now
Jimmy.
Now -110 on each side, which does change things a little bit. WT says 51 is the over now in this. Only 51's at Bet Online. Every other book here of the main books that I look at is at 50.5. But I hear you, WT. Okay, so there you go. And we have one more spot for our Rob Bebenek, and that comes in the form of the Chargers Chiefs. So I'll pull up Tuesday's notes. I switched the notes for the Sunday show, and I have them here. But basically, it was just wait, stay disciplined. Money will come in on the Chiefs. And now I'm sitting here shocked that money's coming on the Chiefs and that there are 7s on the board. That makes no sense to me with defensive end Frank Clark, hamstring doubtful, and then defensive tackle Chris Jones dealing with a wrist injury. You also got cornerback Shavarius Ward with a quad injury that's questionable. But, and there's a big but, it's Joey Bosa. Knee injury question. He didn't practice all week. He may suit up. Cornerback Chris Harris, Jr., shoulder injury is out. And defensive lineman Justin Jones, calf injury is doubtful. So we know it's gone from it opened at 7. So don't get me wrong. It opened like where it is right now. It opened at 7, but it quickly moved to 6.5 at Pinnacle. It was at 7 for a few hours, and then it moved to 6.5, and now it's back at 7. It even got to 7.5 this morning. Wow. Damn. Now, that 7.5 was heavily juiced on the Chargers between -121 and -125. That -7.5 for the Chiefs was between +110 and +113. So that's shocking to me. It's shocking that with this pass rush that the Chiefs have that's beaten up in this secondary, other than Tyrann Mathieu, everyone looks terrible on that. That money would be coming in on the Chiefs. So I was interested in the under, and now I'm nervous about that under. If you look at last year when these two teams met, I believe it was 23-20 game. I mean, it was an easy under. Here we have 55% of the tickets on the Chiefs and 84% of the cash. Maybe I should do nothing. Then we have 34% of tickets on the under and 45% of cash. Maybe I should do nothing. Bebsy, can you talk to us about your player props, and then can you go into side and total?
Yeah, well, I said on Tuesday's show, just given how quiet Tyreek was last week, and then going in and playing a divisional opponent this week, I think today is going to be the Tyreek show. I think his yards is more than attainable. I'm a little bit worried about the anytime touchdown just because of the number I got it at, but I'm not overly uncomfortable with it. I really think Tyreek Hill goes off today, easily over 100 yards, and then that touchdown's just going to happen. He's too good. And yeah, the Chargers defense a little bit banged up. Everyone's a little bit banged up right now, but this is going to be the Tyreek Hill show today. As far as the totals, we don't see eye to eye on this one, Jimmy. I know that last year it would look like an easy under, but this I don't know. This just feels like an over to me. I feel like Justin Herbert busts out this week, and we end up seeing a divisional shootout. I don't think it's going to be crazy. Like, it's not going to be that Rams Chiefs game we saw years ago. But I think they go off today. So I would be kind of interested in the over. I wouldn't touch the under.
And then talk to me about side. 7-point spread right now.
Personally, I think it's a little too many points. If I were to bet it, I would take the Chargers in the points. Just again, divisional opponent. These teams will play each other tough. I don't think a touchdown is going to be the final victory. I think this comes down to a field goal, possibly an overtime, late game. But I think this game is decided by a kick, and I do not think that's fair to the Chargers for a full touchdown. So I would take the Chargers and the points. Were I to bet it, I'm staying off it. I need to see Herbert bust out. I can say I think he will, but until he does, right now he's having a quiet start to his sophomore season.
I guess I said at the start of the show that I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to be in a situation where I saw more cash than tickets on a bet and went on the other side. So I guess I'll do nothing in this game. I have to stick with this plan, at least right now, and see how it works. Very tough for me to make that decision, but I'm going to. So I guess I just stay off at this point. God, it's hard even to say those words. That Hill TD was -175 at Bet365. It was -210 at FanDuel. I'd be very curious to see if that has changed here at Bet365. Let's just go quickly over the player props for the Tyreek Hill touchdown. And it is -175 still. Okay. The real Jolly Roger said Chargers were at home and at full strength when they struggled against Dallas. John Garcia said, want to thank you for that Seattle money line. Open up the purse. Yeah, sorry, John. You got me there. No Raymond Reichart. We will be breaking that game down. We were just going over our man Bebsy's looks here for week 3. He added these props. Edmonds over 44.5 rush yards, -115. Chubb over 72.5 rush yards. Hunt over 33.5 rush yards. Hawkinson over 61.5 receiving yards. And Hill over 80.5 receiving yards. And Hill anytime touchdown. And before, during our Tuesday show, he added Detroit, Baltimore over 49.5, Bengals plus 3.5, Broncos first half minus 6.5, Jets team total under 14.5, Seahawks first half minus half and full game minus 1.5. Bebsy, thank you so much for joining us here on this Sunday morning. We should do the show sitting beside each other one of these Sunday mornings, have a few drinks, and then watch.
We can do that. That's more than capable of happening.
I'd love that. That would be a really, really, really enjoyable. Thank you. Follow this man on Twitter at Rob_Bebenek and go to a comedy club near you to see him rock for over an hour as he does nightly here in North America and in Europe. Bebsy, thank you for sharing your hard work. May you have a glorious Sunday, and I will see you on Tuesday night.
Take care, Jimmy. Let's get paid, buddy.
Let's get that cash. We go right from Rob Bebenek to our golf expert and hockey expert and KBO baseball expert and very, very good NFL capper. Joining us right now, please welcome to the show, Mr. Gokster in the house. Gokster, can you flip your phone for us? Can you go sideways? Can you give me it sideways? And
how's that?
There we go. There we go.
I'm a little old, Jim. I'm not used to this technology. What's going on, guys? How are we doing today? What's going on, Coppers? You know, we're on the phone. We're making it happen. But me and my Broncos are here. What's going on, chat? Jimmy, how you doing?
I'd be lying to you if I said you looked sharp. Don't go outside in Belleville wearing that hat. You'll be robbed. I thought
I looked smarter if I jumped on like this. Maybe someone would respect my capping, but
I think we will respect your capping. Let's get after it right now, Mr. Gokster. And you get your day started with your Denver Broncos. Let's review injuries very quick and talk market moves. Running back Tevin Coleman, illness, non-COVID related, out. Jamison Crowder with a groin injury, doubtful. That hurts an offense that's already decimated. Defensive lineman John Franklin Myers, calf, questionable. For the Broncos, nose tackle Purcell, knee injury. Graham Glasgow, guard, illness is questionable. Okay, so let's take a look at the market. Look, I cashed the Jets team total very easy last week, and you'll notice I'm not on it this week, and that's because of my own bullshit.
What is that? Team total under? Is that the team total under you're talking about, Jim?
Yeah, that I cashed with the Jets team total under last week. My own bullshit is this: it's that I have a losing ROI and quite bad when I repeat a bet the following week. So it's not that I don't think the Jets are going to score under the 14.5 points that Bebsy's on. It's just I don't succeed. And it's stupid. I shouldn't let. I don't know. So I just want you guys to know that's why I'm not on this team total under. Let me just give the market and then watch our man Mr. Gokster roll here in this spot. Denver, New York Jets. This total opened up 41.5. I got the under 41. It's now at 42. I'm perplexed that this is going over. The Broncos open up at minus 11.5. This is down to minus 10. Then when we go to the cash flow in Jets Broncos, we have 42,052 tickets in. 59% of the tickets are on the Broncos, 73% of the cash on the Broncos spread. And then we have 49% of the tickets, 88% of the cash on the under, and yet it's gone up a point, which is confusing to me. Ken Mizrahi giving us a final score of 31-0.
Woo!
Give us your breakdown and how you're making money off this game, Gokster.
All right, guys. So, yeah, Jim, you talked about that team total under. It's 14.5. Denver's already cashed 2 team total unders for their opponents. It was 19.5 for their first one against the Giants. 17.5 for the Giants. And it was 17.5 twice. Jacksonville and the Giants. So they've actually moved it down now, Jim, to 14.5. So they're getting a little bit smarter on this number. But like you're talking about the injuries here, guys, Coleman, Crowder, and even Mims. They're talking about Denzel Mims here, disciplinary or something like that. He might not even be playing as well. So this Jets offense is really decimated, guys. And Denver's coming home for their first home game in feels like ages. And Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Ice, I like to call him. He looks like he's so consistent, Jim. He doesn't make mistakes, eh? Like I can see why guys were talking about him in Louisville and what the guy did in Louisville, guys, because Teddy Bridgewater, he don't make many mistakes. And this Jets defense is pretty good. I got down here. They're 12th in defensive yards, and they're I can't see with the glasses on, guys. It's all look. So 10th for rankings and 214 in passing. So the defense is decent for the Jets, Jim. But overall, I still think the home count advantage too. Denver's 2-0. This is the easiest schedule, guys, to us Broncos have had in, God, I can't remember how long. So Denver, I like the Broncos here in a teaser, guys. We're doing a little teaser special. I don't know if you do teasers, Jim, but we're going to tease this one. I'm going to tease it. Let me get it out here. -4, 6.5 teaser, guys. -4 and the total. I'm getting the total at 48. So this is going to be a 6.5 point teaser under 48 and Denver -4. I see this game, 30-14, 27-13, 24-10, somewhere in that range. So just to be safe, it's a -110 teaser, guys. It's hard to see Denver going to 2-1 or even the 10.5 is interesting, guys. Looking at Denver's numbers here, they have scored 13 points and 17 points in the second half. So they do come out strong in the second half. So I think Denver's going to get her done here. You can tell I'm a bit of a homer, but when you're playing the New York Jets and that quarterback, what is his name? It was Zach Wilson, Jimmy. I don't even know who the hell this guy is. All I know is he's thrown 6 interceptions, and that's not good. So Denver here, I expect them to roll them up, guys, and smoke them. -4 and 48. That's a teaser. And I also have a prop, Melvin Gordon to score a touchdown, +148.
Very interestingly, this Jets team total under at 14.5 was -125 on Tuesday. It's now -115.
Yeah.
And
it's the garbage. It's got to be the garbage TDs, guys. It's happened to Denver a couple times. The garbage touchdowns got us against the Giants. And even against Jacksonville, we're up 26-10 or 26-7. And it's those garbage touchdowns late. But this new defense, especially led by Patrick Surtain, Jim, I'm a huge fan of the corners with Denver. He's playing his first home game, too, against the Jets. So I could even see a defensive touchdown from my guys. This defense, it's looking like a Denver play here, guys, just to save the 10.5, take it -4 and under 48. I think that's a good play playing at home in Denver. I see a hard time Jets scoring 17.
It just feels like low-hanging fruit, and
sometimes it is, Jim.
And yet I haven't moved on it.
Yeah.
The Hawkinson prop screaming at me, and how do I not move on this Jets team total under, I ask you? I just have this ROI that is negative but okay. Let's move on.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, I can see why it's 14. And I'm trying to make a case for the Jets, Jimmy, and it's really hard. It's really hard to make a case here. Denver's defense, yeah, we played 2 easy teams, but the Jets might even be the easiest of all 3. They haven't done anything against New England and against Carolina, who's a much tougher team. Against Carolina, they did nearly nothing. They scored 14 points in the second half. Again, garbage. It's the garbage touchdown late you got to look out for the Jets, but I think a teaser is a safe play here.
And Slatsy with Broncos to win every quarter at +825. All right, we got to move on. We got to move on from this spot. Yeah. And then Gerardo has a final score of 27-17 for the Denver Broncos. So the next spot for our Mr. Gokester is Washington at Buffalo Bills. Not a lot of question marks injury-wise in this one. Defensive tackle Matt Ioannidis for the football team is out with a knee injury. For the Bills, cornerback Dane Jackson and Levi Wallace, 2 cornerbacks questionable, both with knee injuries. Mm-hmm. And I thought I was so wrong. I thought public money was going to come in on Buffalo. I thought that we were going to sit back and get 9 or 9.5. I was like, I was so wrong. This is open at 9.5. It's now at 7 at most books. This total's gone from 46.5 to 45.5. I really read this market wrong. We have 55,948 tickets in, 71% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on the spread on the Bills. So why am I not getting a 9? And then we have 55% of the tickets, 67% of cash on the under. Take it away, Mr. Gokester.
All right, guys. So this one here, if you don't know, up here in northern New York, southern Ontario, it's really windy. Heavy winds, 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. So it's going to be a running fest. They're just going to be rushing the ball, guys, left, right, and center. You got a good running back in Gibson. And Singletary's no slouch himself for the Bills. I expect this to be a slower run, eat the clock up, Jim. Not much passing with the wind. You're going to see some field goals. If they do, they could even be missed. Also here, guys, the Bills have not allowed a single point in the first half. Our notes here, Grandma's notes, we got 0 allowed against Miami, 0 against Pittsburgh. So these guys are no slouch. Red Girl's got it spot on here. I'm taking the first half under, guys, 23.5, -118. Again, they haven't allowed a single point, Jim, in the first half. I don't see why it's going to they could allow 3 or, a couple points, but you're getting 23.5 in these wins. If you've watched Buffalo games, like that's all we get here up north, guys, is Buffalo games. And I've seen this script before. Bad win conditions. You're going to see a lot of running. You're going to see teams eating up the clock. This game's going to be over at halftime quick. It have to be 14-10. There'd have to be at least 3 touchdowns, a bunch of field goals made in the first half. I don't see that happening at all, guys. What's going on, Mark Nick? This has got to be an under spot. Bills haven't even allowed a single point in the first half, guys. Now you're getting 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, and a guy like Heineke, is Heineke really going to beat these guys, Jim? I don't think so. Gibson should get the ball, same with Singletary, and they're going to eat up the clock.
Very, very interesting breakdown that Ken Mizrahi is a 24-9 final score. Birdie got Washington football team at 9 to 9.5. Great job, Birdie.
Yeah.
I
would even like a Gibson prop. I think Gibson's going to have a good day here. They're not going to win this game, Jim, throwing the ball with Heineke in these wins. It's just a bad recipe. They're going to have to do a lot of play actions, a lot of running the ball with Gibson, I think.
And THC's RZA has Bills game under. Big, quick shout out. My fault for missing this. Don't ask, don't tail with the $10 dono. Says great show. We be pubbing. Much love to you. Don't ask, don't tail.
We be pubbing.
Supported us since day one, and it means so much to us. That breakdown makes a ton of sense. Really sharp cappers on the same side of you. And it looks like that might be in addition. Mike M started the pimp slot play today in the house. Okay, we move on to your next spot. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, LA Rams. I've been sitting back just hoping that more and more and more money will come on the Bucs. And I think I waited too long. It looks as if the market's moving back towards the Rams, which is upsetting. We have Jason Pierre-Paul out for the Bucs, as well as Jaden Minkins. Then for the Rams, Darrell Henderson with a rib injury, tight end Jacob Harris with a hip injury are both questionable. Let's move over to the market move here. The Rams open as 2-point favorites. Now, the Bucs are 1-point favorites, but Heritage and BetOnline have moved to a pick'em.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be the other side. Let's take a look at the cash flow. And I'm still going to wait. We still have 5 hours before this game pops off.
It's a tough game.
34,000 tickets in, 63% of the tickets, 77% of the cash on the spread on the Bucs, which is perfect. And this goes against what I was saying for my additions, but I've been planning on the Rams all week. I'm not going to get off this now. Then we have 42% of the tickets, 65% of the cash on the under. Bucs, Rams, Ghoster, take it away.
Bucs, Rams, what a game this is going to be, guys. This is a rematch of the Super Bowl, pretty much when Tom went against I was actually in Costa Rica for this one, Jim, against the Rams, and that was just an ass fest from those Rams. I think they're going to have revenge on their mind, especially in this situation. They almost sleptwalk against the Indianapolis Colts, guys. 24? I think, Jim, you cashed that one, plus 3.5 with the Colts. I'm looking props. I'm going a little prop style here, Jimmy. Looking at the tight end spot here, guys, Tyler Higbee. Check out what the Tampa Bay Bucs have done against tight ends, guys. It's not that good. Higgs, the first-round pick, I believe, he was 5 receptions, 73 yards week 1. Week 2, that was last week. Week 1, Dallas, Schultz, 6 receptions, 45 yards against Tampa Bay. Guys, they can't stop the tight ends, it looks like. And Higbee here, he had a great week 1, Jim. He had a bit of an off week last week, didn't get the ball much, but look for Tyler Higbee, guys. I got this one at 42.5 minus 114. It went up to 46.5 when I woke up today. So the Bucs have moved this one, Jim, by 4 whole yards. I still recommend taking this one at 44.5. You can find that at Bovada. They haven't moved it. They're still a little light on the number. I just think Higbee's going to have a day. Tampa Bay haven't been able to stop them. This is going to be they're going to air this ball out like crazy, in my opinion, without Henderson. Henderson's not going to be playing, guys. That's a big running back. He was looking really good the first couple weeks. Without Henderson, Sony Michel, it's going to be a passing fest. I even like Stafford completions over, guys, 25.5. But my main look's going to be Higbee, Jimmy. Over 42.5 is what I got, but we're not going to give a stale line. 44.5. That's available at Bovada, minus 115. I like Tyler Higbee, Jim, to get some receptions, some receiving yards.
Over receiving yards.
Yeah.
As well as you do like the Stafford. Was it Stafford over?
Stafford over completions, 25.5. That's also at Bovada. A lot of other books were hanging 26, guys. Shop around.
Completions. We have our man Top Set in the house, our man Elio. He's had our back and been with us since day one. He is in ICU right now, having some serious liver problems. And if we could all just take a second to send as much love and positive energy and strength and light and healing energy to our man Elio, who's joining us on the show from the ICU. We love him so much. So thinking of you, Topset. Know you're going to get better. Know you're going to get home soon. And we love you so much. So just thinking about you right now and sending as much positive energy to our man Topset, a.k.a.
That's
Elio, right now. All right.
Catch you a winner, Elio.
Quick review of our guy Gokster's action. He's teasing the Broncos.
Yes, sir.
He's on the under
48
to -4 and the under 48 to -4.
Yeah, -4 Denver and the 48 guys. That's a 6.5 teaser. Comes out to -110.
And then you are on. Did you get 45 in the Bills Washington under?
First half, Jim, 23.5. 23.5 -118. That's still available at Pinnacle.
First half under 23.5 and -118 still available at Pinnacle. And then you are on the Higbee over 42.5 receiving yards. It's now at 44.5, but he still likes it. And Stafford over 25.5 completions. Mr. Gokster, thank you so much for joining us, man. You look sharp. Can you tell us very quickly about your golf show on Pub Sports Radio, where we can find it, when we can find it?
Yeah, guys, we had a special guest on Friday, Mr. Dubsy Anderson. He's an LPGA caddy. We had a great time on Friday's show, so look out for him in the future shows. We're going to break down all the golf, all the top 20s, top 10s, matchup bets, outrights. We're looking pretty good right now in our Ryder Cup coverage, so look out for that, guys. Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm going to be breaking down all the golf. Next week, we got the Sanderson Farm, so no slouching over here, Jimmy. We also got hockey starting up soon. Preseason was going on last night, so I'm not getting much sleep right now.
I respect that very much. Mr. Gokster, thank you so much for rolling with us. Follow him at EGO47. Follow that man, Mr. Gokster. There he is, Mr. Gokster. We go right from Mr. Gokster over to the Sonny Vega in the house. Sonny, great to see you. You were spectacular on week 1. 2 wins and 1 push in your 3 bets, and you're back for more. We're excited to have you. How are you on this Sunday morning?
Jimmy, my neighbor, I'm doing great, man. It's so good. This chat is so lit all the time. I get so much information from this chat. It's so lively. I learned so much. It's freaking great. I love you guys, everyone. It's awesome. I'm happy. I'm excited to go this Sunday. And look, man, I'm just trying to make some money and get my jewelry out of the pawn shop today, man. It's been that kind of week for me.
Well, let's get it. You were excellent on week 1. We're excited to have you back. Let's get right after it right now. Sonny Vegas starts his card with Baltimore Ravens at Detroit Lions. We've already talked about the injuries, the main one being Ronnie Stanley out with an ankle injury. Looks like Marquise Brown with his ankle injury is going to play. I don't know about Jimmy Smith, the cornerback, with his ankle injury. Looks like Lamar Jackson will play. For the Lions, they're dealing with a ton of injuries. Now, we talked about the injuries that they're dealing with right now, but we know that Okuda's out. And then their 3rd-round pick out of Syracuse is out as well, so their secondary is taking a big hit. Then DeAndre Swift groin, the defensive end Kevin Strong concussion thigh. I mean, Okwara, their outside linebackers, injured with a neck. Romeo Okwara with the shoulder. I mean, they're a mess. Jamie Collins is out, not injury related. So a lot of moving parts here. I was hoping to get a nice price on the Lions. It was 8.5. I could have got it. And then with the sickness to Lamar and possible COVID issues, whatever was going on, it went down to 7.5. I have not moved on it right now. So right now, as we speak, it is 7.5. There has been a 1 cent move back to the Lions since we first talked about this game. And then when we go to the cash flow, we have 39% of the tickets on the spread on the line, 66% of the cash, then 33% of the tickets on the under, and 76% of the cash on the under. Ravens, Lions, Sonny Vega, take it away.
Wow. That's a lot of information there. Look, both teams are coming off big games, right? The Lions fell short against Green Bay Packers. That game took a lot out of them. Same with the Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I got 3 bets going on today, 2 first quarters and 1 first half. You know how I like it, Jimmy. Quick and easy, so I can double up for the second half or the 4 o'clock games. Quick and easy, right? I'm a quick and easy like that. So a first quarter with the Baltimore Ravens and Detroit Lions. The first quarter is 7.5. Sorry, my bad. 9.5 plus 110. I bought it last night, under 9.5, plus 110. That's what I'm going with. It's a gut feel. Coming off big games again, both teams. I think they're going to be a little lackadaisical in that first quarter. And it's Jared Goff. Usually the Lions bring it in the second half and make a late run in the past, I don't know, forever seasons ago. But, yeah, I like the first quarter under 9.5 at plus 110. We got Jared Goff and Lamar's playing, like you said, right?
Yep.
So I just want to stick this in. Say Jared Goff 10 times fast. Jared Goff. Everyone in the chat, in sync. Say Jared Goff 10 times fast. Don't do it. Just say Jared Goff, Jared Goff, Jared Goff, Jared Goff, Jared Goff, Jared Goff. See it? That's one of my favorite jokes. I swear. And as long as Jared Goff is playing in the NFL, I'm going to use that joke every single time. So that's my play there. That's my first play. First quarter under 9.5 plus 110. Ravens at the Lions, Jimmy.
I love the big plus money beside your bet. You were very successful in your first quarter action on week 1. First quarter under 9.5 at plus 110 is how Sonny Vega gets on the board. R says stay off the Lions, but look, we know that the best bet in sports is fading a team off a season-defining win. And I need to be on the Lions in this game. I just wanted an 8, and I don't want to be on the ass end of the line because I'm not that confident in it. Oh, by the way, our guy Lou, who lives 5 miles away from the Orchard Park Stadium for the Buffalo Bills, says was talking about Bills saying wind shouldn't affect the passing game too much. Just know about the game plan. He says that the wind is not too bad right now. Could change, but right now he said the wind is not too bad. And there's Jake Kaiser with the $10 dono to us at Pub Sports Radio. Thank you so much, Jake, my guy. You've had our back since the beginning. It means so much to us. Okay, there we go. Sonny Vega starting off with Ravens Lions first quarter under 9.5. The next spot for Sonny is the Bengals Steelers. Bengals Steelers, and it turns out that the Steelers. We knew that T.J. Watt was not going to be in the lineup. But Alex Highsmith groin, defensive tackle Carlos Davis knee injury, and then Deontay Johnson out. It's not quite as bad as I thought it could be when we did the breakdown on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I had a feeling, okay, we just lost Sonny for a second. I think he'll be back any moment, and I'll just keep going with this game. On Tuesday, we thought, or at least I thought, it could be much worse. Much worse. I mean, you had Joe Hayden and Devin Bush inactive, and they're not listed as out here. I want to go to the actual injury report just to make sure that just because it wasn't a current event that maybe they're out as well. Let me just go here to this Pittsburgh Steelers. We need to know about Hayden and Bush, even though I'm already on the Bengals plus 3.5. That's not going to change anything. And yeah, Hayden and Bush, they have not been moved to injured reserve, and they're going to be in the lineup. So that's going to help them. That's going to help them a lot. For the Bengals, T. Higgins, shoulder. Offensive guard Xavier Suafilo, knee injury is doubtful. And cornerback Trey Waynes is doubtful. That's Bengals, Steelers, and we got our man Sonny Vega back in action. Bengals, Steelers. Let me just give the market move because we haven't talked about this spot yet very quickly. The Steelers opened up at minus 3.5. They were minus 4.5 before our Tuesday show. So Tuesday afternoon, the Steelers were minus 4.5, and it was a perfect time to bet them. I didn't bet them until they were 3.5. The Bengals plus 3.5. This total opened up at 45.5. It's down to 43. I'm on the over in this spot, and I liked it. Now, I don't like seeing Hayden and Bush in the lineup, but I like the over 43.5. I still like it at 43. Let's take a look if I'm in the wrong spot compared to the cash here. We have 35,773 tickets in. 37% of the spread tickets on the Bengals, 69% of the cash, and then 45% of the tickets on the under and 74% of the cash on the under. That makes me nervous. How are you attacking this spot, Sonny Vega?
Wow. So check this out, Jimmy. It's the first quarter play again. Division matchups, they're always tight, right? Cincy, Pittsburgh, always going to be tight. Roethlisberger a little banged up. And check this out. In the first quarter, in the first 2 games of the season, the Steelers and the Bengals have 0 points in the first quarter. 0. In week 1, And then week 2, they haven't scored. Either team hasn't scored a point in the first quarter. And the first quarter is 7.5, plus even money at plus 7.5, the first quarter over. So they haven't scored a point, and you'd probably lean to taking the under 7.5, right? Right? Maybe, but I doubt it. I'm taking the over. I'm going against the grain. 7.5. I'm taking the over in the first quarter at even money. Now, I know it's going to be a tight matchup, but it's just that gut feeling. I think with my head, and then sometimes you just have a gut feeling and you read the numbers. For some reason, I think it's going to go over first quarter. I'm even thinking an 8-0 first quarter, a 2-point conversion. Really and truly, at even money, I'm taking that first quarter.
Over first quarter at 7.5 is it plus 100?
Yeah.
At plus 100. So that's Sonny's second look on the board. His second plus number right there on Bengals Steelers. Again, on Monday, 2 wins, no losses, 1 push on Sonny's 3 spots. I can't wait to hear his look here on Tampa Bay Buccaneers, LA Rams. That's the next spot on his card. We've talked about Darrell Henderson being questionable, which means it'll be Sonny Michel, and then Funk will be getting a lot more opportunities. And we have Pierre-Paul out with the shoulder injury. We've already had our Mr. Gokster give us Higbee over 42.5 receiving yards, which is now 44.5, and Stafford over 25.5 completions. Sonny, I can't wait to hear your move in this spot. Buccaneers, Rams, take it away.
Right. So I'm excited for this game as a fan. I think these are the best 2 teams in the NFL right now. Never mind just the NFC. I really think they're going to be there come late January. I think they're going to be around. Both teams are great. And I'm very excited to watch it as a fan. But also, I have an invested interest in it. And now, my approach to sports is that it's a business, right? It's a business. And when we take a look, what we do is a business as well. But when we look at sports and sports betting and the way the lines are made and ratings on a Thursday night game, it's a business. And when we approach it like that, we can kind of get some information on who is going to win the game. Small market teams, look, they're not going to get to the Super Bowl, and so on and so forth. We know by history, people like to bet the over. Now, this is the game of the week, right? It's quoted as the game of the week, and it's the late game for a purpose. I feel as though people are going to want to bet the over because it's more of a fun play, but I'm going against the grain here, and I know the Rams are like a first quarter scoring machine this year, maybe the top 3, but I'm going against the grain as I do always. I'm taking the under 26.5 for the first half, Tampa Bay and the Rams, Jimmy.
I think that breakdown was very, very sharp. First half under 26.5. Let's take a look at where the cash lies on this total right now. And look at this. Ooh-wee. We have 41% of the tickets on the under and 65% of the cash on the under.
Wow.
That's a very sharp look. And I understand why you're staying off the full game just in case one team needs to catch up quickly and starts going for it all. If it's a close game, you can imagine that they'll go under. But if one team gets up 2 scores, the other team's going to be airing it out like crazy.
Right. And I think these both quarterbacks, they know what's at stake here. They know they're probably the 2 best teams, definitely in the NFC and maybe in the NFL, right? And Stafford, I'm happy for that dude, man. After a long, dreaded season in Detroit, he never got a chance to shine. So on a personal level, I'm happy for Stafford. And the Rams are a solid team. I think they're going to be hesitant. But I really like that play a lot. That's my BBB. That's my bona fide best bet of the day. That one there. And I'm going to parlay all 3 games and take them individually. But that one, the Rams and Tampa first half under 26.5. I bought it yesterday. That's my BBB. I'm going with that one. Trying to get some of my some money so I can get some of my jewelry back from the pawn shop. It's so far away too. They're not open on Mondays, but hopefully I can have some money hanging around for Tuesday. I get some of my fucking bling back, dude.
Oh, I love it. Oh, Sonny, we love you so much, man. Bona fide best bet from Sonny Vega. First half under 26.5 in Tampa, LA Rams. And you can imagine the public's going to keep hammering that over closer to game time. I am very interested in that spot that you are on, Sonny. First quarter over 7.5 at plus 100 in Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. And then we have the Ravens, Lions, first quarter under 9.5 at plus 110. Great looks. Sonny Vega. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that you have a nonprofit going on for your mom, and I'd love it if we could talk about it and you could let all of the Pub Sports friends, fans, family know what's going on with it.
I appreciate you, Jimmy, for mentioning it. Look, I love you guys, man. The chat, everyone that talks sports here and sport is just a good vibe. And you know what? That's the only way to start the day is with good vibes and good energy. I want everyone to win. If it's possible, I want all of us to win. You know what I mean? And I just love the fucking vibe here. I love it. Sorry for swearing, but yeah, I'm starting a nonprofit fundraiser, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Look out for that in honor of my mom. We're going to help some people out. We're going to make people smile and share love. And in a world of so much divide right now, I think it's important that we come together as people. So I appreciate that. Look out for that in the next few days on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on my YouTube page as well. I need volunteers, and yeah, time to get involved and time to be about this life and be about it.
Well, count me in. Count me in as a volunteer. If there's anything I can do for you, Sonny, please count me in. And thank you so much for being a part of our show, being a part of what we're doing at Pub Sports Radio, and sharing your hard work and your action with us. Follow this man on Twitter at the Sonny Vega. Sonny, we love you. Thank you for joining us.
I appreciate you, man. Have a great day, my neighbors.
There he is, Sonny Vega in the house. We got a dono from our man, Razor Sharp Picks. Want to give a big shout out to you, Razor. Thank you for being a part of the dono train. I think we got to do something about that, Jose. I think we got to fix that up, man. That's not enough for me. That's not enough. No, that's where we got to fix that graphic, dude. Come on. That's not enough for me. All right, let's bring on your next guest. Easily one of the finest gamblers that I've had the pleasure of working with. Such a sharp mind, and I love having him on this show. And it doesn't matter what sport, it doesn't matter if it's thoroughbred horses. He just knows how to bet. And it's a pleasure to share the screen with him. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Ski Profit in the house. Ski, what's happening, man?
What up, Jimmy? I'm seeing, am I blurry to you?
No, you look good.
Okay, cool. It's good to be on here with you, Jimmy. You know, I always love doing shows with you and love talking with you, and I love Lowback fam, so let's get some cash.
Let's get that cash. Ski with his usual understated enthusiasm. This man is all business. He's all business. Let's get to work right now. Ski, you start with the New Orleans Saints at New England Patriots. For the Saints, they have center guard Eric McCoy, calf out. For the Patriots, Trent Brown with the offensive lineman, Trent Brown with a calf injury. Defensive back Adrian Phillips and Josh Yuki, their linebacker, are all questionable. I've gone back and forth on this game. Initially, I was thinking to move on the Saints. I ended up moving in my pools to the Patriots, but I'm still afraid to bet this at the moment. The Patriots open up at -3 at -102. They're now at -2.5 at most books. And I'm pretty comfortable not doing anything at this point. This total opened up at 43. We now see 43.5 from the cash side of things in this spot. 38,724 tickets in, 64% of the tickets, 81% of the cash on the Patriots, yet it's moving towards the Saints. And then we have 40% of the tickets and 59% of the cash on the under. Ski Profit, take it away. How do we get paid here?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I found this week very difficult, and there's one play I really, really love out of the ones I'm going to talk about, and the other ones I just kind of like a little bit. So this is one of those ones I just kind of like a little bit here, and I think you can use as a teaser leg. So I'm just not going to overthink it. As what I'm looking at here is what I've seen from Mac Jones is he's a game manager, and I look at the two teams that they faced so far, the Jets and the Dolphins. Like, I think their defense is pretty good too, but they faced a couple of weak offensive lines. And I don't think that would necessarily be the case versus New Orleans. I look at New Orleans, I think their defense is fairly healthy now. I think that was the problem last week when they faced the Panthers. And I'm not sure if I trust Winston but I do trust Sean Payton. So I think just getting 3 points in that situation is something I'm interested in. But if you could tease it up through 6 through 7 and get it to 9, and maybe pair it with something like the Vikings or the Rams, I would feel a lot more comfortable doing that. So that's kind of how I broke down this game. And I was liking the under, but it's already kind of went through key numbers like for what, 45, 44, 43. It's down to what, 42.5, Jimmy?
It's actually bounced back up. It's bounced back up to 43.5. So you're right. It went all the way down to 42. It's been at 42 for what, 5 days? It was at, or 3 days, then back to 42.5. And then this morning at 5 a.m., they shot it up to 43.5.
Yeah, so that's telling me like the sharper guys are looking at this number and just saying it's gotten too low under those key numbers. So I have to stay off of the under at that point. But I'm going to play this game. It would be the New Orleans side.
New Orleans +3. Very interesting. Dennis Garcia says, in pools, I took the Saints +3, though I bet New England -2.5 this morning. Birdie's on Saints +3 in contest. This is a very difficult game. A very, very difficult game. But I can understand getting the points at +3. We move on for Ski Profit. This is a fascinating game. Dolphins, Raiders. Tua Tagovailoa out. It seems like all the sharps are on the Dolphins. In the video that we put out in the breakdown, Bebsy and I just got hammered for our breakdown. They were all saying Raiders are going to win by 10. You guys haven't been watching the Raiders, over and over and over. They just slam Bebsy and I for our breakdown. Cognito, calf, Levitt, concussion, Roderick Teamer, ankle are all out. Josh Jacobs, doubtful, dealing with the ankle injury. So let's move over to this spot. I thought that I was going to.
Is Carr on there? Carr was dealing with the ankle injury.
I'll go to their actual report right now to see if he is. Very quickly, here we go. No, he's not on the injury report. Not there. I thought legitimate, and I've been wrong this week because I thought that the Washington football team was going to give us a much better number, and I thought Miami was going to give us a much better number. But we're sitting here with Miami +3.5. Let's just move over to where the cash lies and see if this is all just sharp money. We have 45,306 tickets in. 25% of the spread tickets are on the Dolphins and 23% of the cash, and the markets move towards the Dolphins. I mean, that's just fascinating. 58% of the tickets are on the under, 76% of cash is on the under. Birdie says Carr is playing with a banged-up ankle. Uncool's on Dolphins' money line. And I'm telling you, we got destroyed on that video page. Everyone's just saying, you're not watching the Raiders. You don't see it. They're going to win by 10. You're a 49ers fan. I can't wear a hat of a football team without people saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just 49ers fan. Lou says this week by far is the trickiest week of games. Took the points with the Bears. Dolphins didn't have the guts to play the Jags. Our Obra says if Raiders lose this game, not betting them for the rest of the season. Ski, I can't wait to hear your breakdown. Take it away, Dolphins, Raiders.
Yeah, this is the game that I do love. And Birdie's saying that too. Like, I remember Carr having a banged up ankle, even if it's not on the injury report. And I just think it's a lot of recency bias towards what we've seen from the Raiders. But I'm with you, Jimmy. And it's no secret that I hate the Raiders, but I promise it's not nothing personal. It's just what I'm seeing in this game. Like, who have they faced so far? They faced the Chiefs defense, which is extremely soft. Anybody can score on the Chiefs defense. They faced the Steelers, and at first, I don't think they were able to do anything until TJ Watt got hurt and a couple of defenders went out, and then they were able to do what they want. So I just think they faced a couple of hurt defenses, and that's why they were able to score points. So now you put them out here at -4, and I get that Tua's not in, but I don't think Tua's even that good. I don't think it's that much of a drop-off down to Brissett, especially when he has more time to prepare as a starter. So I just kind of think that it's an overreaction as far as the line goes. I think it's a trap for people, all those people who are telling you Raiders going to win by 10. Have you seen the Raiders, etc.? And you can say whatever you want, injured player theory. But my friend Ralph Michaels, he kind of brought up a stat, and it was looking at it's only been 19 of these games that have happened. low scoring teams, so pretty much teams that have scored under 10 points per game the first 2 weeks. In week 3, how do they perform? 14-5 against the spread, 75%. So that supports the Dolphins. I look at the Dolphins, how they play against the Raiders, 5-1-1 against the spread their last 7 meetings. And after getting blanked out off a donut, I'm pretty sure Brian Flores is going to have them ready to play. I look at their last 6 games off of a loss, 6-0 against the spread. So I like the Dolphins. I took them earlier in the week, +4, -105, but I think they're still bettable. I think they can win this game outright.
Nice job getting the 5. Birdie says this was a pick 'em on a look ahead. No fucking way Tua's worth 3 or 4 points to a line move. Then we have Barton Nelson saying Brissett is better than Tua. R saying Brissett better than Tua. And we have Alex Pavone in the chat. He's going to be making his Pub Sports debut on this show next week. Great New York comedian, originally from here in Toronto, and great gambler. Pavone says, trap game 100% with you, Jimmy, and he agrees that Brissett is better than Tua. Jay Morton saying Miami. I get it. Great job getting the 5. That was spectacular work. I really thought public money was going to come in on the Raiders and give me a better line. And I guess I'm still hoping. I guess I'll still wait. I'll still wait. But even here, at Pinnacle, this 3.5 is at -101. This -3.5 is at -101, stating that it could go to 3. Jesus,
Dolphins are going to win, Jimmy. Sprinkle on that money line.
Okay, we got a great job getting the 5 on the Dolphins. Next up for Ski. Again, I don't say, look, I want you to cap these games, certain games.
I got a 4, Jimmy.
Oh, you have 4.
I said I got +4 -105.
Oh, +4 -105. Sorry, thank you for saying +4 -105. Still a great job. So what I have is, I want to, if there's 3 or 4 different cappers who want to talk about the same game and they're making moves on it, I want us to know. And I don't want to stop that from happening. And if it happens to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers at LA Rams, all the better for us, because what a game that's going to be. And Ski's on that game. We've broken down the injuries. We've broken down the market moves already. Let's just hear Ski's plan to attack it. Bucks, Rams, Ski, take it away.
Well, in the future, if I'm ever on this show again, I'll be able to talk about any games if you feel like we're all talking about the same thing.
I love it, though. I love it.
Yeah, this one, I do agree. I won't repeat everything you said, but I do agree with that first half play as far as Sonny Vega under. Like, I want to stay away from either one of these either one of these quarterbacks, Brady or Stafford. I could see either one of them doing a comeback or scoring a lot of late points. So I agree with that move. If I'm looking for points or looking for overs anywhere in this game, I think I have to focus on Stafford. His number for passing yards is 310.5, but the Tampa Bay secondary is just, I don't think they're good. So far this year, they're allowing 342 yards per game through the air. So if the Rams are going to win, I think it's going to be a lot to do with Stafford airing it out. And I do think the Rams are going to win the game. So that kind of caught my attention there. Just looking at the rest of the game, I don't think the Rams, or even to do with that same bet, like the Rams don't have that many running backs available, and you don't really want to run against Tampa Bay's running defense anyway. They're only allowing 57.5 yards per game this year. They were great last year. I just don't think that's the way you're going to beat this team. I look at Tampa Bay's offense. I know they're going to be without Antonio Brown. We know Brady's more than capable, but the Rams secondary is pretty good. I trust them more than I trust the Bucs secondary. And when I think about what we've seen so far from the Rams defense as far as against the run, like the first week they allowed Montgomery to run all over them. I forget how many yards he had, like 140, 130, somewhere in there. He was killing them. And I think on the year they allowed like somewhere north of 120 rushing yards per game. Can Tampa Bay take advantage of it? I'm not sure. Maybe they haven't had to run as much the past couple of games, but they're ranked 30th right now, 67 yards per game. So I don't know. I think I just have more faith in Matt Stafford airing it out versus the Tampa Bay secondary. And also, we've seen this plenty of times. The way to beat Brady is to pressure him. And if I want anybody to pressure him, it's going to be Aaron Donald and the Rams. So I like the Rams to win this game. I would like Matt Stafford passing yards over 310.5. And I agree with Sonny Vega on the first half under 26.5.
Great breakdown. All that makes sense to me. That first half under, he's vouching as well. That Sonny Vega is on. A very interesting look from Burgundy Bets here. Jalen Ramsey shuts down Mike Evans under for Evans receiving yards. And then our Nutflush Allen also back to that Raiders game saying, ask yourself if Carr gets knocked out, who's coming in for the Raiders? You know, I mean, we know that the Raiders backup can run. Can he throw? Is the question. I love all this. I love all this. Ski Rams money line, Stafford passing yards, first half under 26.5. I can't wait for this game. Can't wait for it. Whack Prescott saying Brady eating dirt today. Brady saying Gronk is going to get work today. No AB, Goodwin's playing, but battling injury. Gronk anytime TD. Gronk over on passing yards from Brady. And also, we've seen the secondary, what it looks like without Murphy Bunting in it. Doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Viper agreeing with that says, I'm on that Birdie. Gronk going to eat. I agree. I'm going to copy and paste that because I'm trying so hard to stay away from player props. But as I said, no more minus 120s anymore at Bet365. Those ass clowns are finally giving us a chance to bet these things. Great stuff, Ski. Thank you so much for rolling with us, my man. Quick review of Ski Profits action here. We have Ski on the Saints +3, Dolphins +4, and Rams money line, Stafford passing yards over in first half under 26.5. Thank you, my friend. Follow this man on Twitter at Ski Profit. And I love working with you. Thanks for sharing your hard work and insights with us, my guy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And I love Sonny Vega's name of Bonafide Best Bets. My best bet out of all of those three is the Dolphins. So just so you guys know. Have a good one, man.
There he is, Ski Profit in the house. We go right from Ski Profit to Dutch Boy Fresh, coming to us live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Spectacular capper. Dutchy, my man, how are you? Long since I've seen that clip. Dutchy, how are you?
Yeah, man, right where I need to be, Jimmy, under the lights, baby. About to take flight. Got that got the ice cream cake in the plane. You already know, man. We on our way, Jimmy, to the motherfucking bag, bro. It's always a pleasure to be with you. You already know you're my guy. Love being here with the chat. Pub Sports Radio is where it's at, my man.
I love it, Dutchy. I love it. 6 bets for Dutchy about to break down for us. He starts with New York Jets at Denver Broncos. We had Gokster break down this game heavy off the top, but we know that Dutchy's coming from a completely different angle when he makes his bets. Let's just review the market move and the cash quickly in this spot. We have the Broncos opening up as 11.5-point favorites. That's moved to 10. This total's gone from 41.5 to 42. I'm already on the under 41. Market move has gone against me, which surprises me. And I'm staring at this team total under 14.5 for the Jets, just screaming at me. And I just don't want to bet it because I made money off of it last week, and my ROI is not good when I go back to the well on bets, and that shouldn't be enough to keep me off a bet that I really believe in. 59% of the tickets on the Broncos, 62% of the cash on the Broncos spread, and the market's moving towards the Jets and Zach Wilson. 47% of tickets on the under, 80% of cash on the under, and yet it's moved up a half point. That just confuses me. I can't wait to hear what you're on. Jets, Broncos, Dutch Boy Fresh, take it away.
Yeah, man. I missed excuse me. I missed Ghoster's my Bronco. I missed the early part of the show, so I don't know really what he was on, but I'll give you what I got. Now I did lock in the team total under 15.5. I do still endorse the 14.5. It was 15.5 last night. But yeah, a couple numbers to back it up. I like a lot. I got 4 plays just on this game, so I'm gonna hit y'all with it. Now the Jets obviously are averaging 10 points a game. That's 31st in the league. On the other end, the Broncos allow 13 points a game, 5th in the league. Now the Jets have 1 red zone touchdown this season. That's the fewest in the NFL. The Broncos have only allowed 1 touchdown in the red zone, best in the NFL. Now the Broncos are only allowing 4 points per game in the red zone. That's also the best in the NFL. I mean, this is a bad matchup for little Zachary. I mean, we know he struggled with 4 picks last week. He's got 5 on the season. He's been sacked a total of 10 times. And I really think, they're young. They're young everywhere, coaching, offense, defense, especially at the quarterback position. But that offensive line is very suspect. I did touch that they've allowed the most sacks, 10. They're also average 29% on third downs. That's the third worst in the league. They don't move the ball. They don't move the chains. Now, they allow the quarterback to be pressured 34% of the time, worse than the league. You got Vonnie coming off. I know we don't got Bradley right now, but look for Malik Reed to show up. Maybe even Jonathan Cooper. Draymond Jones has been showing up a little bit. Had a good game week 1, not so much week 2. I really look for this defense and the all-world secondary. I mean, I can name them all. You guys know we 5 deep. Fucking Kareem Jackson's playing out of his mind. Simmons is a fucking beast. We're really loaded from top to bottom when it comes to the defense. We will miss Bradley, but I think we'll be all right. Jules out. I think Stroud will be all right too. He's second-year player from Wake Forest. Fangio seems to like, what we see from him. I think he'll be solid. Now, like I mentioned, they do allow 10 sacks. The Jets have allowed. Broncos only got 5 sacks so far on the season. I look for them to probably match that total today. And when I look at this, bro, the Jets are just bad. They average 195 yards a game passing, 29th in the league. Against this secondary, I mean, sign me the fuck up, bro. Now, the last 3 home games for the Broncos, I've been listening to my guys, man. We all know it's no secret I'm a Bronco fan. These guys, this is a different type of home game for them. First of all, the Broncos haven't been relevant in 5 fucking years. They haven't had a home game in 2 years with fans. And the last 3 games they had in Denver, they gave up 32 to the Raiders, 48 to Buffalo, and 38 to the Saints. Now, if you know this, they remember that. If you don't, they're gonna show out today, in the afternoon time there in Mile High. They will show that they're top 5 defense in all 4 major categories. I look for the turnovers to come and the sacks to come as well. Easy play for me, Jimmy, under 15.5. I do endorse the 14.5 that you mentioned earlier. I don't see them breaking 10 points. At the cap, I cap this out exactly 13 points is the max that they can get.
I agree with that breakdown completely. I want you to keep rolling, but I found it very interesting that the under 14.5 at Bet365 was minus 125 on Tuesday. It's now minus 115, and now 15.5s are available. And that
I got it at minus 110, 15.5 under.
Yeah, so the market getting more appealing for people wanting to bet the Jets team total under. I know that last week I got it at 60.5, this week 14.5, so maybe it's just finding a balance. But great breakdown. I'm close to moving on it. Keep rolling, Dutchie. You're running hot.
I mean, I was on it week 1. We had 19.5. It was, with the Giants team total under. Stayed away week 2 with the Broncos. But I like what I'm seeing from them. I think their secondary is just elite, bro. Elite. And, Fangio does well. He's 7-2 his last 9 against rookie quarterbacks going back to Chicago as a defensive coordinator. Now, when I look at this, we're going to go to my guy, Teddy. So I got some props for these games. I'm big on the Broncos in this game. I just think it's overmatched. I've been listening to him in the interviews from Simmons to Vaughn to everybody in that fucking lineup. They say this is just a different game. They're excited. The fans are fucking extremely excited. Not only the whole fucking town of Denver, city of Denver will be in there, the whole fucking state of Colorado will be ready to get funky today. Now, we're going over 21.5 completions on my guy Teddy B, minus 105. Now, he's went over this the last 2 games, and he's averaging 27 completions a game. He's went over this. Now, this is a beautiful thing right here for my guy Teddy. He's the 4th quarterback in NFL history to start the season with 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 75+ completion rating in the first 2 games. I mean, the guy's doing work. Yes, I know what y'all thinking. It was against 2 subpar teams, but let's not mention against Jacksonville and the Giants. These were also on the road. Now he's at home. I expected even be better numbers. But now the Jets did allow 24 to Darnold and 22 to Jones. So we went over this number both games that they've played. I look for Teddy B to be steady, like they say. Dink and dunk. He's got weapons all over the fucking place. 2 above average receivers with Patrick and my guy Sutton, who's been fucking beasting at these 2 games, which is a beautiful thing because he's back from that knee injury. Without Judy, they're still deep. Look for Hamler maybe to do some things. They got Noah Fant. I really look for him to have a big game. And also, they got the Oki dude to back him up. I mean, they're deep all over. 2 backs with Williams now showing out from UNC. And then, of course, we got more Melvin Gordon. Weapons out of the backfield. Teddy can give it to anywhere he wants. Easy, over 21.5 completions. Now, I'm also going to hit you guys with a little different. We're going to be kicking that ball a little, too. Now, we're going over 1.5 field goals with my guy McManus, minus 120. We are going to play the juice on this one. Now, the last 4 games, he's went over this number. His last 2 games in Denver, he's had 3 field goals each. He's averaging 2.5 on the season, 5 total, which is good for 4th in the league. And the Jets in the first 2 games, the Jets actually play some defense at times. They're a bend don't break type of D. They've allowed 6 field goals in the first 2 games. I see this as an easy casher over 1.5. We know we're in the mile high. Motherfucking 60, 62-yard field goals are capable in this bitch. So easy over 1.5. Now, obviously, I said everything about the Broncos, so there's no fucking way I'm not on the Broncos today. This is one of my best looks. I love the Broncos -10. I haven't looked at it this morning, Jim. I don't know if it went back to 10.5. I locked it in last night at -10. I love this look. The Jets are 1-4 ATS in the last 5 meetings. They're 0-5 ATS in September. 11 straight losses in September, man. These motherfuckers are a fade early and often. I love the Broncos -10. They're 5-2 in their last 7 ATS, obviously 2-0 in the season. And like I mentioned, this is a different type of home game. Look for this to be a easy win from start to finish. I'm going to stay away from the first quarter and first half, Jim, just because I don't want to get too cute. But -10 all day.
I love it. Interestingly enough, this went to 9.5 at 10:24 a.m. at Pinnacle just for 4 minutes. It was there for 4 minutes. Obviously, Denver -9.5 got hammered, and it was moved back to 10. So it's sitting at 10 across the board, not with much juice. I love it. Jets team total under 15.5. Over 21.5 completions for Teddy. Over 1.5 field goals for McManus. That seems to make so much sense there.
Teddy B.
God, I'm trying to stay off of props, but I trying so hard to stay off of props. But that over 1.5 field goals for McManus, I mean, it's just screaming that will be an opportunity because, Salah, even with the injuries to the defense and losing Lawson before the season started, and it's Salah's defense is still, he's still a defensive mind. God, I think I might.
I mean, Jim, I'm not trying to bet fucking, kickers and shit, but the numbers say what they say. I gotta bet that shit. I mean, I don't even like playing the -120, and I gotta do it on McManus. But over 1.5, the shit just is good money, bro.
And Broncos -10. So 4 looks for Dutch Boy Fresh in New York Jets at Denver Broncos. We move on to Dutchie's next spot, and it's a game that we haven't spoken about yet, and I'm so happy that we are. Atlanta Falcons at New York Giants. Falcons, Russell Gage, ankle, cornerback A.J. Terrell, concussion, and wide receiver Frank Darby out. Giants linebacker Cam Brown, hamstring out. Evan Ingram going to make his debut, and Kenny Golladay with the hip injury is questionable. Let's take a look at the market move here with Falcons, Giants, and I'm so happy that you are talking about this game. Giants open up at -3.5. They're now sitting at -2.5, and I almost bet them. This morning, and I just couldn't pull the trigger. I just can't trust these guys. And look, anyone who's run with me for the last 3 years knows how much money I've lost on the Falcons. This total opened up at 48.5. It's now at 47. I did pull the trigger on the over. That was a move that I did make. I do feel like there's going to be scoring in this game.
Yes, sir.
Atlanta, New York Giants. So this total's gone from 48.5 down to 47. Yet 65% of the tickets are on the over and 71% of the cash is on the over. And that does make me a little nervous. 54% of the tickets are on the Falcons, 57% of the cash on the Falcons spread. Can't wait till you talk about this spot, Dutchie. Falcons, Giants, take it away.
Yeah, so you said, Jim, you was thinking about firing on the Falcons, or however you say that.
Yeah, I am saying Falcons now and not.
Oh, okay, yeah, I noticed
Falcons.
you didn't say it different, but I remember your ass saying it that way. Don't think I forgot that shit.
Yeah, everybody calls me on Falcons. I stopped. All right, I stopped.
Hey, the way you say Darnold name too, though, cracked me up. But hey, it's all good. I say shit funky too. But yeah, all right. Hey, I gotta ask you though, real quick, Jim. Why were you gonna fire the Falcons?
No, the Giants. I was going to fire on the
you're
Giants.
Gonna fire. Oh, okay, yeah, all right, bet.
Yeah, I've lost so much money on the Falcons. I don't want anything to do with them. But the Giants at home, I feel like their offense is moving in the right direction, and I don't trust the Falcons on the road, and I guess it comes down to I don't trust either team right now. So why would I put money on either? I think it comes down to that.
Hey, yeah, go ahead.
I came close this morning to betting the Giants.
Yeah, this is one of those games, Jim. I did pull the trigger on the Giants. I am -2.5, -120. I booked that last night. Now, Hey, I got a lot of slack though from the homie. Everyone, even the wifey was like, Atlanta. I'm like, nah, man, fuck the Falcons. To me, the Giants, I actually watched them 3 times so far. They played twice. I watched that Thursday night game twice. Honestly, I low key like what I like from the Giants, especially from an offensive aspect. I mean, they played against when they played my boys the Broncos week 1. Daniel Jones didn't play bad, bro. He played really good actually against the Redskins, whatever the fuck you want to call him. But they play. He's been solid, man. I believe I don't fuck with fantasy, but for you fantasy cats, Jose, he's top 4 and quarterback is fantasy points. So he's been doing his thing. But I like me some Daniel Jones. He could obviously do better, but the big thing with him is just ball control. But the reason why I had to book the Giants here, simply it's a fade of the Falcons, but I also believe the Giants, like you mentioned, touched a little bit on the offense. They do have weapons. I believe they're 3 deep at receiver, and I really like Shepard. Galladay's back. I'm a big fan of these 2 tight ends. When we see Ingram out, I think Rudolph's low key, not no slouch. I mean, he's getting older there, but you got Rudolph and you got Ingram back now. I like the fact that Saquon's looking like somewhat of his old self. But I think Daniel Jones, a lot of people slack on this cat. I think as long as he holds on to the ball, he's a solid quarterback. Now, I'm fading, the Falcons. They're 1-6 in their last 7 ATS in September, 1-5 in the ATS last 6 against the NFC, against their opposing NFC. The Giants have been solid against the opposing NFC, 8-1 ATS in their last 8 versus their opposing NFC, and then they're 2-1 ATS in their last 3. But when I really look at this, you got to fade these Falcons, man. They're giving up 40 fucking points a game. They're only averaging 15.5. They allow 57% of the time the opposing teams in their fucking territory. That's an amazing stat to me. They're just bad. Now, I touched on Daniel Jones. He's in 2 games. He's 44-69. He's got 2 touchdowns passing, 2 rushing. He's right under 64 completion percentage. Could be a little better. But he's averaging 8 fucking yards a tuck. That's 2nd in the NFL. Not at just quarterbacks. That's in the NFL. 8 yards a tuck. I mean, the kid's nice. And then we look on the other side, Jim, and Matt Ryan. The guy's, he's starting to become like Drew Brees. It's just a dink and duck. He's got a 69%, passing rating, but he's fucking got 60 yards less than Daniel Jones. He's got 2 touchdowns to 3 interceptions and a quarterback rating of fucking 76.4, which is 30th in the league, damn near dead last. I mean, really, now when you look at them, they got weapons. Yes, this dude Pitts coming out of Florida, Ridley. Now Gage is going to be out, and they're also going to be out their top corner as well. But they got 1 fucking touchdown. I know it's only 2 games, short span. They got 1 touchdown from their wide receivers. They average 85 fucking yards rushing. They have a successful rushing play 38% of the time. I mean, just tell me what's good about this team. I'm not impressed with the coaching. I'm not impressed with anything. To me, this is the Giants spot all day. I know what you're going to say. You betting the G-Man. But, hey, I need a field goal, and it's a W, and I see that easy. So I love that -2.5. And I am on Daniel Jones, my guy. He's averaging 61 rush yards a game so far in these first 2. Obviously, he got off in game 2, but he went over this number against the Broncos as well. It's over 26.5 rush yards, -115. Like I mentioned, he's 2nd in the NFL, 8.1 yards a carry, and he's top 20 in rushing yards in the NFL. I know that they're obviously going to be preparing for him, trying to stop him, but this kid's got wheels, man, and that offensive line is beat the fuck up. So I look for Daniel to get his over 26.5 rushing yards. I did have the over 11.5 last week, longest run. I believe it's 12.5 now, -130. If y'all could find it better with a better juice line, definitely endorse that. That motherfucker gonna run for 15 easy. He did that in the first, I believe, on the first drive last week.
I like it. It makes a ton of sense. 26.5 rush yards and Nut Flush Allen on it as well. Also, Dutchy on the Giants -2.5 at -120. He's on the Jets team total under 15.5, over 21.5 completions for Teddy Bridgewater, over 1.5 field goals for McManus, and Broncos -10. Some of these props sound so good, and
you got enough action, bro. Just do you, man. Don't let me get you off your lane. You're killing the NFL,
But my palms are just leaking.
I'm very confident in these, man. I am, and they're just a little short sample size on the other side. For Atlanta, they did allow Hurts in week 1 62 rush yards, 8.9 a rush. Brady, obviously, in week 2, that motherfucker, but actually, he had 1 rush for 6 yards. So even his ass is scrambled for 6 against this fucking defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, hey,
I
give me
love it.
26.5 all fucking day.
I love it. 6 bets. Our man Dutch Boy Fresh hooking us up with. Follow this man on Twitter at Dutch Boy Fresh, and you know who to follow when NBA comes back around. He'll be all over this channel, and we want him all over this show as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Dutchy. I miss working with you, man. Sharp as always. Get that cash today, my guy.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Jim, man. Stay up, fellas.
There you go. There he is, Dutch Boy Fresh. We go right from Dutch Boy Fresh to a miggity Mac Daddy, Connor Mac in the house. C-Mac, how are you, man?
I'm good, Jimmy. How you doing, man? It's good to be here on Sunday. Good to be with you. I haven't been on screen with you in a while, so
it's been too long,
yeah.
my man. Too long. We are
too long. I've been back here. Yeah, 30 minutes, just sitting, waiting.
30 minutes.
Sorry if I came in real quick. I came in there. I must be on.
Buddy. It's all good. You're a pro. I knew you'd be ready to rock. 30 minutes till kickoff. C-Mac is our headliner on this show. And look, Babano woke up just in time for this. Was out of town at a housewarming party for my buddy and his wife. We all tied one on. You know, when Babano starts drinking, he starts freestyling. So if you ever had a chance to hang out with Babano, man, the man's got flow. It's got surprising flow. All right, C-Mac, let's get right to work. You have beauties all over your card. You start with Chargers, Chiefs. We already talked about the issues on the pass rush for the Chiefs. We already broke down the injury issues there. Then we have the Chargers with Bosa, who didn't practice all week. It sounds like Bosa's going to be good to go.
I hear he's in.
Yeah, I heard he's in as well. So we have Bosa good to go, but he hasn't practiced. So issues here. I wanted the Chargers. I was hoping to wait for public money to come in, but if you look at Pinnacle right now, they have the Chiefs -7 at +104. So a 6.5 could be back on the screen. I also wanted the under in this spot, but I'm nervous with the injuries to the defense. It's still open up at 55. It's now at 54.5. We already discussed, but I'll remind everybody where the cash lies in this giant football game here. We have 55,847 tickets in. 52% of the tickets on the Chiefs, 75% of the cash on the Chiefs. Then we have 34% of the tickets on the under, 61% of cash on the under. C-Mac, big game. Take it away.
I know a lot of guys have already broke this down. I'm on, it seems like every game I'm on, everyone's already gone through it. But, hey, I guess we think alike, some of the guys that come on the show. Yeah, you nailed it. Some of the injuries, I think the Chiefs will be ready to roll here. But I can't lay the 7 points. Chargers, obviously, last year covered both times. I think Herbert is good here. Mistakes last week. They were able to move the ball so well, and just to end up with only 17 points was classic Chargers. This team still has trouble winning. And it's tough for me. But in a spot like this, getting 7 points, I want them. I think they hang with the Chiefs. I think there is scoring. I want the under too, Jimmy. I just can't do it. After watching both defenses, Chiefs and Chargers, I'm just going to stay off the total. I think it could get there because I want to take the under as well. And the one thing to keep, the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes on the sidelines is, keep the ball, have long drives with Herbert. And another thing is key. The Chargers got to do something. I thought the Ravens did. At least you got to double team Kelsey or Hill, and you got to pick one of them. One's going to go off, basically. So you got to do one there defensive wise. But I think both teams score here. I just think this is a classic division game, Chargers, Chiefs. I think it's close. I think this is a field goal game, and especially with the 7, even if they're up 10, 13. I love the back doors always open. That's why I love the 7 here. I'm on the Chargers with the 7 points.
I think you may have moved me in that direction finally. It makes so much sense to me. One thing I was trying to stay off of is if a team loses the week before, I want to really, really know that I want to fade them. I don't want that bias to be in effect. But It just feels like the Chargers can hang with these guys. Jake Kaiser saying take the Chargers, Jimmy. So C-Mac's on the board, Chargers +7. And C-Mac, I love hearing your looks on games that have already been talked about. We all do. That's why we're not setting up. If we have multiple cappers that we respect on the same bet, we want to know that, So
I know.
I love
it too. Yeah.
So next up for you is Falcons Giants. We just heard our guy Dutchie talk about moving on the Giants -2.5, which is something I almost did. He's also on the Daniel Jones over 26.5 rush yards. That was also a move that Nutflush Allen is on. It's fresh on our minds. I love that you're hammering this game as well. Take it away, C-Mac. Falcons Giants.
Yeah, I'm with Dutch here. I'm on the Giants. This Falcons team, or the Falcons, however you say. How do you do it, Jimmy?
All right, come
Falcons?
on. All right, yes, it's the. Yes.
All right, I'll let it die.
Let's.
I had to just say it. I know you probably just said it with Dutch. I didn't even hear it. You guys probably already went through that routine. Okay, the Giants here at the 2.5. I saw it last night get there. This Falcons team is just not very good. I mean, they haven't been able to move the ball. One thing with the Falcons last year, talked about a little bit, they were a great first half team. Look at them last week. They played really well. They've had, I don't know, conditioning. The second half with this football team, remember all the failures last year. And I think they're even worse this year. Offensively and defensively, they're putrid. And it's not that I love the Giants, and I don't love them at home. They disappointed me a lot. But I love that it's under the field goal. Now it's bounced around. There's -3s at even money and some 2.5s. It's Eli Manning. I don't know what that means. Celebration day or retirement day. I don't think that gives anything. Galladay's in. He's questionable. I think Jones, I thought that was a great bet. I think Hurts, he ran on him. I think they run on him. He throws on him. And the Giants defense does enough. I think there's points in this game because I don't trust really either defense, but especially the Falcons. I just don't want anything here. And I have less than the field goal. I know some people, you could go Giants money line. I don't want that high of juice, around 140, 150. Give me the -2.5. I think the Giants get it done here. I got to back my money with Jones and company, but I liked what I saw a little bit with the Broncos. We're finding out maybe the Broncos defense is really good. This is still really early, in the year. Are they really, really good? Did he shut him down? Because he was able to move the ball really well against the football team the other week. So they're rested. They're at home. Let me lay the 2.5 here, the Giants. I love it.
Makes sense. So Dutch Boy fresh on the Giants -2.5. C-Mac on the Giants -2.5. I came so close to betting it before the show started, but I just couldn't. Something was holding my finger back. So
you're on the over?
I am on the over 47.
What'd you get it?
I got 47. Yeah. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to touch it now, but it's already moved its way up. I think it gets over, though. I think it can get, unless the Falcons, are they going to be this bad again on the road? I think they score more than 6 points. This isn't a 32-6 like the Eagles. I don't know if the Giants defense, I think the Eagles defense is pretty good, as we're finding out. Only a few games in for a few weeks, but I think they can, they'll be able to score a little bit. But yeah, I agree with you. I'd only go over on this game.
10 minutes ago, Pinnacle just moved it to 48. So that's makes me feel
I see 48.
Very, very
yes, good. At Win, Pinnacle, points bet, yeah.
Beautiful. Next up for our man C-Mac is this very controversial Dolphins-Raiders game. And I don't know if you know this, C-Mac, but Bebsy and I got destroyed on our cut of the video saying we clearly haven't been watching the Raiders play. We don't know what we're talking about. Raiders by 10. You're a 49ers fan. Just this nonstop. Like one after another. You don't watch these games. You don't. How could you possibly not be on the Raiders here? All throughout all the comments. But then here in the chat with the sharp cappers that we work with, they're all on the fish. So it's a completely different thing than the people watching the videos here. I can't wait to hear your breakdown. Dolphins, Raiders, take it away.
Yeah, big one here with the Raiders. I was on them the first 2 weeks of the season. I went Monday night. That was scared. That game, could have had plenty of heart attacks. I don't even know what Gruden was doing. Anyways, they won their first game with fans there. But everyone seemed to get off them. I loved them last week with the Steelers. I thought that was way too many points. Whether they won or not, I didn't think they'd win that well. And I've been impressed. I've been impressed with the defense, with Max Crosby, with the corners, with the secondary. But it's still early, and this is the Raiders. They were catching points. Now they're a home favorite, laying more than a field goal. This is stuff in the NFL with a defense that I just don't know about. So this is why I like the Dolphins. They got thrashed last week. Obviously no Tua, but I don't really care. I think Brissett, he's fine. I think they moved the ball. Fuller's back today, right? He's back. He'll be playing. I think that's another weapon that they can use. I think this game is close. It's tight. I know it's another home game for the Raiders. Is it going to be this big of a thing for them? Is it worth these points? I'm not so sure. And like I said, I've been impressed. Raiders defense, Max Crosby, they've been able to get pressure on the quarterback. If that continues, Raiders could roll here. But I'm not going to buy it until, and I've been, like I said, all over the Raiders. Now they're a favorite at home, laying more than a field goal. Like I said, I got +4. I think you're fine even at 3.5 here. I think this one's close. Another thing I wanted to touch on, I think the Dolphins defense will be better today. And another thing I wanted to touch on real quick, I almost forgot. Raiders, 8-0 to the over at Allegiant Stadium. So every game they've had there at home. Last year, obviously, no fans. Total's 44.5. I didn't touch the total. It's come down. It's come down from 48.5. This thing's got hammered down. But every Raider home game's gone over. Obviously, that Ravens-Raider game, first game, was way under. Then the fourth quarter, it just exploded with points. So watch that. 8-0 to that there. But yeah, I think the Dolphins are in this game. It'll be tough. If Raiders win, I think it'll be close. I just don't trust them yet. I'm here in Vegas. That pack. Another thing with the Raiders, how good's the offensive line? Obviously Jacobs, is going to be out. I think they're fine with Drake and Derek Carr. The guy is kind of Jekyll and Hyde. He's very off, and then he seems to get in the second half and in a rhythm, and he's just rolling. So what guy are we going to get today? I don't know, but I want the 4 points with the Dolphins. If I get toasted, I get toasted. And maybe they'll throw it in our face, Jimmy, like on the video. that we don't know shit, and the Raiders are for real. And I got to hear from everyone else. And I'm a Raider fan. I mean, Kat, I'm not crazy. Hey, Ella. Oh, she goes. I'm a fan of them. So I love to see the Raiders playing well. But I can't lay it here. I think you're even fine with the 3, even though it's gone down half a point in this one.
I don't see how I could not pull the trigger here at this point. After all this, I don't know how I can't pull the trigger. I got a lot to think about, and we want to be done the show with at least 10 minutes to add in bets. Yeah. I gotta work. I love you. We all miss you, but I gotta work. Okay, see you. Okay, next up is Baltimore Ravens at Detroit Lions, and this, I was sitting here hoping now that Lamar Jackson's been announced, saying, can we get an 8? Will there be an 8? And yes, Pinnacle has just moved it to 8, and I think all the other books will too. I hope the other books do too. We have 17 minutes till kickoff, and this total is now up to 51 at Pinnacle. I got the over 49.5 on Tuesday. I can't wait to hear your breakdown. Take it away, C-Mac, Ravens, Lions.
I'll be quick. It's as Lions or pass for me. I was waiting on Jackson as well, but I am on the over. I'm on the over 50 here. I just think there's points. I know the Ravens are going to run it, but this Lions defense is horrible. But I got to tell you, the Ravens, this is a flattest spot you can get. And if Goff and if they can get some points, which I think they can, I think this total goes over. I don't know how the Lions, even last week, I mean, to think they didn't score any points, Jimmy, in the second half of the Packers game. I mean, I don't think that Packers defense is very good, but I think they can hang. There's points will be scored today. So I'd only be on the Lions. I don't blame you for waiting on the 8. That's why I don't love the side too much. I was balking at it too. I was just sitting here hemming and hawing, but I definitely think it can get up and over the 50 in this one.
Yeah, I think so too. Jay Morton says it's moved to 8 as well at Sports Interaction. Okay. So hopefully in the next 5 or 6 minutes, it'll move across the board because I will pull the trigger at 8. And then the final spot on the board, and first time we get to talk about it here, and I love that you have broken this game down, is Indianapolis Colts at Tennessee Titans. For the Colts, Carson Wentz, I guess, is good to go. I mean, with the market moving towards the Colts right now, you have to think that he's good to go. The Titans opened up at -6. It's moved to 4.5 at both Pinnacle and Heritage and Bodog, 5 everywhere else. You have linebacker Jordan Glasgow, a concussion. Offensive tackle Braden Smith, foot, thumb injury. He is out. And Carson Wentz, as I said, ankle, both ankles. For the Titans, cornerback Caleb Farley, shoulder, tight end Anthony Ferkser, knee, offensive linebacker Derek Roberson, knee, all out. And then Bud Dupree is questionable. And I should have taken the Colts earlier. And now I'm dealing with a 5. And I'm still nervous, but, when you look at what's going on with the Titans injuries, coming off that huge win, Are the Colts the play? What are you doing here, C-Mac?
Yeah, to me, the Colts are pass here. Don't lay more to me. When I see a defense like the Titans, who's given up over 30 points in both games, one, they got their ass whooped. One, they come back and win, which was great for them in Seattle. I don't trust it. When you're that bad of a defense and you're laying more in the field goal in the NFL, you can't be backed. And this was 5 or 6. So that's what it was last night. Now it's dropped. I was waiting on Wentz too. And his ankles, his busted ankles. I mean, I want him in there. But I think the points are where it's at. This is a division game. I don't trust the injuries with the Titans. I don't trust the defense. So I think the Colts are in this all the way. I think this is a tight one. I wouldn't feel comfortable on the other side with the Titans. With that defense, you can't lay this many points in the NFL. So I'm all over the Colts here. I think it's too many. I think this game's close. As long as Wentz is in, I think the defense will hang around. Obviously, there should be points, as we think, but I think it'll be a close one.
And last week, I said that I thought Colts was the best bet on the board at +4.
Yeah.
Now, I was if I see Eason on the field, I know I've lost. I think it just comes down to that. If I see Eason on the field, I know I've lost. And it's very tricky to trust Wentz with those wobbly ankles. But yes, Wentz is in there. So great looks from our man C-Mac right across the board. So this is C-Mac's action right now. Chargers +7, Giants -2.5, Dolphins +4. Are you going to pull the trigger on the Lions? You have 13 minutes till kickoff.
I don't think so. Like I said, I'm on the over. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on him.
On the over right now. What did you get the over at? What number?
50.
50. And then we have him on the Colts +5. C-Mac, what a treat it is to have you on the show. You will see more of C-Mac here on this show. Catch him every Saturday on our NCAA football show. And then, of course, Closing Line MLB. He's just he kills it across all sports. He's a unicorn in that way. C-Mac, thank you so much for joining us today. Follow him on Twitter, too, at Connor Mac Picks, right? Is that Connor Mac Picks?
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Jimmy. I love the show. I love the format. I love everything, of course. We be pubbing, baby.
We do.
We are
$12
NFL pub. We're good. Get me out of here. Just get me out.
Stick around with us. Oh, there we go. Oh, God. 12 minutes till kickoff. There is C-Mac. What a great guy and a great capper. There you have it. There is our entire show. It's 12 minutes to kickoff, and I need to make some additions now. I need to make some bets, so we're going to fire this show off right now. But I'll tell you what, I'm close because we got all my bets there, so I'm not going to go over everything. But I'll tell you what that I'm going to decide here in the next 12 minutes. I cannot take this Jets team total under. I cashed on it last week, and we just see it going to 15.5, 16. Look, I know that all of our handicapping puts you on that bet. But if it doesn't just completely correlate, I just can't do it. I don't want props, but they have moved it down to -110 at Bet365, and Hawkinson makes a lot of sense. This Buffalo-Washington under scares me. I think I like better spots on the board right now, so I'm going to put a question mark beside both the Jets team total under and Buffalo-Washington under. Hawkinson makes sense to me here. Then when we look through the spots on the board that other cappers are on, and notice that Mr. Ghoster, who's on that under with Washington and Buffalo, is on the first half under 23.5. He's not on that full game under. Then when I go down the board, I do think that Rams Buccaneers first half under is a play. I think it's a bet, and I also think we wait because the public's going to come in on the over, so I don't need to make that bet in the next 10 minutes. I'm going to stay off Saints Patriots. The McManus prop, how do I not bet that right now over 1.5 field goals? I think that I have to see what the juice is, and then the Daniel Jones over 26.5 rush yards, how do I not bet that? I also want the Chargers +7, and I want the Dolphins, and I want the Colts. If I stick to that, at least it's just 6 more bets. Look, I'm starting to start itching myself and freaking out, palm sweating. 10 minutes till kickoff. Thank you guys all so much for joining us here on Pub Sports Radio, our NFL Pub Hub. You want to say goodbye and good luck? Say goodbye and good luck. Say it. You gonna wish us good luck?
Can you help me, Dad?
Okay, I guess she's not. No, I have to bet. Daddy has to make giant moves here. We got to get us out of Parkdale. Good luck with your toy. We love you. Thank you for rolling with us here at Pub Sports Radio. My family here in our apartment and my family here in the chat. We all work together to defeat the juice.
And right here, you bastard.
Jose, you got to look?
No, and I'm your family too.
You are. Sorry, Jose. Sorry. Jose feeling left out. Jose did put money in my pocket, $136.36 on UTSA. So I thank you for that. Jose. And it saved me. I had a really bad day in college football. All right, I got to make moves. Love you guys. Let's make money today. Let's have a giant season. Let's let J.A. those bookmakers. Let's go.
Where's the bang bang, Preston? Come on.
I can't breathe.
Pub Sports Radio. Come find us in Southtown 101. Subscribe on YouTube and all platforms where podcasts are found.